and welcome to my Millinery Shorts video series in which I'm looking at a variety of millinery techniques. My name is Ilona, I am a milliner based in London, and today I will be blocking with buckram. Just remember, this is my preferred method. There is no right or wrong way, just whatever works for you. Let's gather the materials and get started. For a comprehensive list of tools and materials, as well as some suggested suppliers, please see the description box below. First off, I'll start by measuring my block. I've got my front and back marks already on here, so all I need to do is get the longest measurement. In my case, my block is oval, so my longest measurement is from the front to the back. I'm also making sure to include the turn under for where I will be pinning later. Next, I need to cut the buckram. I need a square using my previous measurement, so I'm going to use a set square ruler to do this. Then cut the buckram. I use normal kitchen scissors to do this, never ever ever fabric scissors. Now I need to prep my block. Putting the cling film over the top protects the block from heat, steam and glue. Sometimes the cling film doesn't want to cling to the block, and in this case I am misting the block using some plain water to aid the adhesiveness. I'm also making sure to smooth out the film as much as I can and to tuck the ends underneath, as that area should also be protected. Then I'm going to turn on my steamer and get my pins and thimbles ready. Always wear thimbles. This is an absolute must for blocking, otherwise your fingers will be in pain and get damaged really fast. And finally, it's time to steam. First off, I'm going to lightly steam the whole piece of buckram and line the straight grain up with the back to the front and side to side of the block. The first couple of pins are always the hardest, as everything is going to move until it's pinned down at the main 4 points on the straight grain. Uh-oh, I forgot to check that I've left myself enough buckram at the sides to make it over the edge. So redo, and pin again. Right, time for more steam. The buckram has had time to dry out already from the initial first light steaming, so I'm going to have to add more to get those sides down and over the edges. This is also where I'm going to have to start paying attention to getting any creases out as I go. To do this, I'm pulling the buckram up, over and in towards me, whilst at the same time using my thumbs to smooth everything. Oh, and I'm constantly checking that I have enough buckram on the opposite side. It's so easy to overdo it and pull too hard and run out of material. Now that I've got the third side pinned, it's over to the fourth and last side. Once again, it's going to need more steam. As with the other sides, I just point the nozzle right up against the buckram and move it in a smoothing action following the curves of the block underneath. So, pull, smooth and pin. Here we go, that's the 4 straight grains done, the hardest part. Now that the buckram won't move anymore, I'm going to prop my block back up on its stand and smooth down the corners. Once again, I'm putting the steamer nozzle right up against the buckram and following the curves of the block. I'm also checking my grain lines again. It's super important to make sure that they're all straight. I'm going to take it off the stand again so that I can steam and pin the diagonals. I take the corner, steam it, and then pull it inwards. It's never going to be smooth the first time round, so just pop in a temporary pin and move to the opposite corner. And do the same. This time, all the wrinkles will be taken right out by the steam because of the tension from the previous pin. And then, same as always, pull, up, over and in. Smooth it down, and from this point on, it's plain sailing. Taking a quick aside, you may have noticed this isn't a wooden block, it's plaster, so I can't pin into it the same way I would with wood. There's a bit of electrical wire there, so I'm pinning downwards twice through the buckram. In a wooden block, I would just pin the pin straight into the wood. Back to blocking. There's still wrinkles in my first diagonal pin, so I'm going to apply more steam, take that first temporary pin out, and repeat the up, over and in actions. To help me out, I'm resting it against my stomach so I can get a good amount of tension on the buckram as I pull. I'm wearing an apron so as not to get covered in glue. There we go, super nice and super smooth. But I'm not done yet. I now want to add some Domet over the buckram so that when I cover it in fabric, the texture of the buckram doesn't show through. I'm doing this now before I dry the block because I'm using a fusible Domet, which I like to apply with steam. If I was using a normal Domet, I would have to wait for the blocked buckram to dry, then wire it, and only then stitch on the Domet. I've not really got any tips on how to do this sensibly, just to go by feel and try to steam and stretch all the wrinkles out. Although I guess it's useful to say that I tried to match up the straight grain lines like I did with the buckram underneath. All done. I could have done more stretching and smoothing on the sides, but never mind, it can't all be perfect. I'm going to leave that to dry for 24 hours before continuing on to the next step of wiring, which is coming soon in my next video. I'm going to do that hello again.
Do it again.
Yep. forgot what I'm welcoming them to. Oh no, that went funny, I need to speak slower.